like aftershaves? Let me tell you a story. So I was out one night in Tottenham on the 4th of August last year. You remember that day, don't you? That was the day of the demonstrations. So I was out with my friend Michael, demonstrating, when we decided to take a breather and go shopping. A lot of people went shopping that day. We ended up in Tesco's. And suddenly, Michael says to me, "Oi, bruv, you stink!" Well, it was hot outside and some people started some campfires. So I head down to the toiletry aisle and I picked something up. A bottle of Tesco's brand perfume. Well, he ain't impressed. "No one buys Tesco's," he tells me. "Let me show you a real perfume." And he pulls out a bottle of Hugo Boss. If it was you in this situation, which one would you choose? I bet you choose Hugo Boss. Why? Because Hugo Boss is expensive, it's exclusive, it says money, it says you're somebody. At least that's their story. Talking about stories, which by the way aren't always true. I just told you a story. Not a true story. A story about looting. And I bet you're thinking, look at that youth with his hoodie, with his bling bling. Looting. What's happened to the youth of today? But that's exactly what I told you. A story. It's the story you're reading in the newspapers, the stories you're watching on TV, the stories you're listening to in the radio. But that's just it. It's a story. The brand image of the youth of today, if you like. Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon, said, "Your brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room." So I did some research, asked some parents what they thought about our generation. You know what? They used words like disruptive, disrespectful, degenerates. Very nice. I guess you've heard of Damilola Taylor. Damilola was killed and assaulted by 4 youths, a gang of youths. While his father, a man who had more reason to hate and despise the teenagers more than anybody in this room, had this to say. He said the vast majority of young people in London are a real credit to their local communities. Shocking, eh? But you know what? He's right. I've come to talk to you today on behalf of a much maligned generation who want you to know that yes, there are those who loot, those who steal, those who are violent, and those who even break the law. But that's a minority. I've traveled the world, and almost everywhere I go, the law-abiding teenager is cast into the dark shadows of these disruptive hooligans. Well, it's time for the teenagers to break free of these shadows. It's time for who we really are to be seen. It is time for society to acknowledge the fact that we are a multi-talented generation with a bright future. Thank you.